Mario Kart Wii's all-new online interactive features that use Wii Connect 24 gives players all the more incentives to compete with one another from wherever on the globe. Through the Mario Kart channel, players can compare their time trial records with players across the world, exchange ghost data, and participate in the all-new tournament mode. This mode in Mario Kart Wii is rather similar to Mario Kart DS's mission mode, although players are given one single mission that tasks players with different jarring objectives, and must complete them as quickly as they can in order to put up a fast record time that others will see online, much like with the time trial records. Very much like the DS mission mode, the tasks in tournament mode range from driving through rings, driving through tracks backwards, collecting coins, and unique races with other characters. Some of the tournament mode's unique races involve battle arenas configured into a racetrack to CPUs coded to behave differently. Examples of these unique CPU players involve Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong constantly throwing bananas back towards the player, to Dry Bowser, whom is capable of spewing out extra firepower. The tournament mode ran 2 separate tournaments each month from May 2008 all the way to May 2014, where sadly the service came to an end, along with the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. Hello everybody, this is Nintendo 14, welcome back to the year of Mario Karts. In the last part, we went over some trivia for Mario Kart Double Dash in the Leaf Cup with a couple friends of mine. This part, we're in the last part of the Nitro Grand Prix. No like or dislike list here, just raw post commentary. And now we're in the end. We also got all the characters and all the karts done, especially the Mii's. I'll be playing as myself. I'll be choosing one of the bikes. First off, we're showing, I have all the medium karts. That also goes for all the lightweights and heavyweights. I have all those too. And so I'll be riding my noble dolphin steed. Only dolphins aren't steeds. Steeds are horses. But it'll do. Anyways, here we go in the dry ruins. Now there's for playing Mario Kart Wii, there's a lot you have to adjust to compared to if you're playing probably Mario Kart DS or maybe Mario Kart Double Dash, as in, you might have to adjust your playstyle because bikes do not handle the same as say like a kart from previous games, or even if you were to play it as a kart for this game, and that's the handling is going to be pretty tricky if you're using a bike. So be ready to compensate. In previous games where you have to drift in advance to make a corner, here it's the exact opposite with the bikes. You want to try and drift as late as you can. Well, not too late, but the marks on when you have to enter the corner with your drift with the bikes do what's the word? You have to be a little bit late on that, but that's only applying for the inside drifting bikes. There's 2 different versions of drifting bikes. One is the exact same as the karts that drifts outwards, and then there's the kind of bike that I'm using right now, which is the inward drifting. Also, the more superior out of the 2 bike options, because the corner they do cornering much better than say the karts or their outside drifting brothers. Okay, so that's that. Also, want to talk a bit about this track, Dry Ruins. This is gotta be my top 3 favorite tracks from this game that has yet to be brought back, I suppose. As for all tracks, I think it's in the top 3. But as for no tracks for not bringing back, I think it's a close first or second. You know what? First. This is a fun track. I really enjoy it. The music too. If I haven't even mentioned that, the music is sweet. It'd make for a good remix for Mario Kart 8 with the saxophones and instruments there. But yeah, well, if we don't get it Mario Kart 8, we always get it from Mario Kart 9. And so on, like with all our favorite tracks that have yet to be brought back. Just because they weren't brought back doesn't mean they don't have a chance in the next game. Anyways, this part where we enter into the ruins, right where the music changes, that's a pretty sweet thing. I like the dynamic thing there, but that half pipe thing can be a little tricky. The ideal way to go through there is to stay on the left half pipe and kind of jump at the very last second, so that way you can get your momentum to stay on that side and then clip onto the wall on the left side that where the wall pass where the half pipe ends. So if you can do all that and then handle the rest of the track just nicely, then you'll easily get your first place and be on your way here in the Special Cup. And now we get into one of the more trickier tracks on the Nitro Grand Prix schedule, which is gonna be Moonview Highway. Really tricky track for some of the same reasons from Mushroom City and Mushroom Bridge from Double Dash, in that you got traffic from left and right, and also most of the oncoming traffic will be on the right side because, you know, we're gonna pretend we're racing in the UK. And that's how things were in the UK, and I think in Japan, maybe that's how their traffic works. But here in America, they got everything backwards. We're supposed to be driving on the right side, but here it's gonna be on the left. But anyways, there's a lot of power ramps here. Make sure you hit all of them. Just take the same lines I'm taking. You'll put up some fast speed through that section of this lap, and also avoid the cars, especially if you drive underneath them, because they'll pancake you and flatten you, and that's no fun. You don't want to be flattened. That takes away a lot of time from when you can be pulling away from second place. There's another ramp right there in case if you somehow didn't get an item box on the lower path. Really hard turn to stick if you do decide to go up there, so be wary about that. You do have to plan out when you make the corner, when you're going to take that ramp. A good way to, like, say for tricking, but you want to get more handling rather than the trick, then simply don't trick, and then you can better steer yourself in case if you feel like you're not gonna make a turn from, say, a ramp that that you potentially trick on. This also applies in Mario Kart 8, but I feel like it works better in that game than it does in his game. I think in my eyes it doesn't make too much of a difference if you were to not trick. But who am I saying? This is the one Mario Kart game I probably have the least knowledge on, because I did not get that much time to play this game, or at least not that many months under my belt playing this game, because there's this weird feeling on just how things just went in terms of how much I was able to play this game. From renting the game for the first time from Blockbuster to buying the game, and then I did have the game for quite some time after I bought the game. It's just that I played it for maybe a good couple months or so, and then after that I kind of dropped the game. I didn't come back to this game for that long, and then that's when I didn't have the game anymore for somewhere in 2011. And then it wasn't recently. It was more recently, back in 2016, where I repurchased the game off the good old eBay for only $20. Got a really great deal from that. Always look to find your best options when you buy stuff, and not to go to Walmart and get this game full price. I don't think, especially with the online service being disconnected, I don't think the price tag is worth $60 for this game anymore. Actually, no, it wasn't $60. It was $50, because back then Wii games were only $50 because they were standard definition. The whole reason why games cost $60 nowadays is probably because of the HD and well, not maybe the HD, but basically these games they run 720p now, which is I think starting at 720p, that's when things get high def. Hey, we're going into video techie stuff. That's always one of the fields that I was more interested in, like bits and all that. Anyways, enough about that. This Bowser's Castle has a kicking music, might I add, especially this orchestral part, I think. Well, it sounds like it. Maybe it's more violin. But needless to say, this is a pretty solid soundtrack for a Bowser's Castle track. At least I like it. I like the addition of the the castle level from the original Super Mario Brothers. That's a little, you hear a little bit of that in for this track's music. And aside the music, the track itself is pretty fun to drive around, especially for the bikes. 'Cause it could be a little bit tricky to navigate here with the carts. So, as well as any other track with the cart, you will have to compensate and drive the track differently. But if you use a bike with inward drifting, then it should be pretty easy. Then again, that's just me. For others, maybe you guys are more used to the carts for Mario Kart Wii. But anyways, just go with your best cart for these later tracks, like the Star Cup or the Special Cup, or even the Lead for Lightning Cup, because you're gonna need every advantage you can if you don't want to make too many mistakes on these tougher tracks. With these half pipes, I do like to use the half pipes because staying in the middle for that section right there can be a little tricky, especially with that mechanical Bowser there shooting big lava rocks, big lava rock boulder things, and they can be pretty devastating if you hit them. It's basically like running over a bomb or a bomb cart. Basically, you get like an explosion effect. Just like, say with the blue shell, where you shoot up, just like in Double Dash and DS. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to be shooting up. Maybe if you gotta take a blue shell imminently. So that's over and done with. 3 tracks down, 3 wins. We got one last win to pick up here in this game's Rainbow Road. Oh boy. If there's ever a track from the modern era of Mario Kart that'd be tricky, then it's this one. For some reasons, this track can be really easy to make mistakes on, or say like mess up a corner here and there, because the margin for error is very slim for this track. So let's just take it lap by lap. Keep our 2 wheels on the track and not plummeting towards Earth, which is a pretty unique nod. I like how when you fall, then you can see yourself catching terminal velocity or something, and then you're catching on fire as you're falling towards the Earth. So you don't want to do that too many times. As in, don't do it at all if you can't, if you're able to, because it is not easy to get around racers because of how narrow the track can be at times. So just be patient, wait for your opportunities, so that way you can make it back to the front, in case if you find yourself in a hole for this track, like I am right now. Fortunately, mushrooms are going to be too useful for us because there are power boosts anyways. So our better items to get for Rainbow Road, at least this version's Rainbow Road, are items like the Mega Mushroom and the Star. Hey, Mega Mushroom. The one time I'd be positive about talking about the Mega Mushroom, because most tracks, why would you want the Mega Mushroom? You'd want the Star instead. But hey, well, if you get the Mega Mushroom over the Star somehow, then I guess treat it like a Star. But just keep in mind with the Mega Mushroom that bullet bills will still run you over with the Mega Mushroom, or when you're gigantic with the Mega Mushroom, you're still gonna get ran over by the bullet bill. So man, we're just having a real tough time. We barely made that jump right there, even without a mushroom. So it took us about a full lap or a lap and a half to make it back to the front. I think we should be smooth sailing here. Once we can pull away from the second place, then there's not much that the completer players can do, except from throwing a couple red shells and blue shells here and there. But so anyways, I was looking at there for a moment like, oh, please don't make that. But we gotta fall again. No biggie. 1 lap to go. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, if you're in first and you're ahead of second place by about 5 seconds or more, then the CPUs don't do much. Like they don't catch up like they do in the old school days of Mario Kart, like in Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart 64. They usually just maintain how fast they're going, because there's one thing with these newer Mario Kart games, the CPUs do not catch up, even if you're about, what, a second or 3 faster than you are. So yeah, there's not much to worry about, other than potential red shells and a couple items that can affect everyone, including first place, like the power block and the lightning. And then of course there's always the blue shell that appears ever so often, just like in Double Dash and DS. You will have to take a couple of those blue shells, unless if you luckily have a mushroom, which you can use a mushroom now, starting with this game, I believe, to dodge blue shells at the right timing on when to use the mushroom. Okay, so yet another win. That's a clean sweep for the Special Cup. I think I've lost track on how many times we've swept, but maybe I think actually, now thinking about it, it's less than 2, because in the Special Cup, or not the Special Cup, that's the track or that's the Grand Prix we're racing right now, but in the Star Cup we had some trouble and we didn't get all the win. Oh, we didn't get all the wins there. Anyways, that's gonna close the book on all the new tracks. One more cup to go in Mario Kart Wii, and then we're going on to the next game, which as we're going to the next game, I need to address that. So on the schedule, we're supposed to have Mario Kart 7 as the next game that we're going to be playing next month. But here's the thing. I don't have my own 3DS or 2DS capture card. But my good buddy Todd, he has one. And he's kind enough to lend me it. But the thing is, he's still in the process of getting a new one, because the one that he used for quite a while, that one broke. And so I'm pretty sure as we are speaking, he's still in the middle of getting that taken care of. So just in case if he doesn't get the capture card out in time, we're gonna have to skip Mario Kart 7 on the schedule and go straight to Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U and do all the videos there, and then probably come back to Mario Kart 7 later on in the year, probably either November or more than likely all the way till December. So in that case, we'll have a lineup of, after the Lightning Cup for this game, it'll be Mario Kart 8 for Wii U, and then I'm not quite sure, I might just go straight to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as well for November, and then Mario Kart 7 will be in December. So it'll be a small detour there, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be something that I can't prepare or handle. So, and also, say when all the videos are said and done, I'll still have them in chronological order. So, like, say, when I do get all the Mario Kart 7 videos done, then I'll, in the playlist, I'll put them ahead of the Mario Kart 8 videos, like it was originally going to be, you know? This whole situation, it reminds me of the 2001 NASCAR season when the New Hampshire race was scheduled to race on the weekend. It was the weekend after September 11. You know, when the most tragic event in recent American history happened, where those planes they crashed in the towers. Anyways, the whole point of where I'm getting at with this, talking about 9/11, is that that race had to be postponed until the end of the season. Yeah. So in some way, I really don't want to compare it like this, but you know, in a way, it's like this. It's like that situation. But anyways, let's talk about this credits now. Enough about that. Is that the neat thing about this is that in case if you didn't unlock all the stuff like I did, then the credits kind of shows you, you know, what you missed because you didn't unlock all that. So it's a neat way to categorize, or maybe get a little insight on what kind of carts or bikes that you can unlock after the credits are over and you want to go back in for more Grand Prix action. Then there's that. But anyways, while we're in the credits, I usually talk about my final thoughts on a single game. So anyways, my final thoughts, if we're to discuss that about Mario Kart Wii, is that it's a great game. Don't don't take the words I took from what said about this game back in the Flower Cup, where I went over the 5 things I don't like about this game. And that's if you're not a graphics person, you don't care about how the game looks, and rather you care more about how the game plays, like most people should with their games, you'll find a lot of enjoyment out of it. The bikes are a fun thing to race with, mainly because how fast they are and how much they outclass the rest of the carts and other options on for the gameplay. But yeah, I get really good kicks out of the bikes because of that. Well, not because they're overpowered, but they're fast. And also, the new drifting procedures are great. I like the way that they're implemented, but mainly in the future Mario Kart games, they haven't quite gotten the balance done with the blue and yellow drifts, for carts there. So yeah, I wish I played this game a lot more in its heyday, mainly in around the time when the tournaments were there. 'Cause I didn't have much to work with there, because I didn't play that much. I maybe only played 1 or 2 tournaments in the margin, or in the window of when I was able to play the game. But that's gonna do her. Take a look at this title screen. This is the title screen that you get when you don't unlock all the all the unlockables. I'll have the title screen, or the congratulations screen, for if you unlock everything for the Lightning Cup. So don't get confused on that part. I did unlock everything. I just wanted to show this version of the congrats screen. So that's gonna do it for this video. Tune in next time for the Lightning Cup. I'll have some more guests there. They'll go over their thoughts about the game and what they can do to set up for success for Mario Kart Wii, all in the Lightning Cup. So tune in next time for that, for this Thursday. Catch you guys next time.